name's Eden. I'm in the library today, so I have to be a little quiet. But this is called I Gotta Draw. My tutor said it looked cute, so we got this one today. It's by Degen, author of Jamberry. Let's read it. I must have read this before. It looks so familiar. I gotta draw. Hey, I'm Charlie Mutnick. Everyone on the block knows me. I'm the pup with the pencil, the mutt with the marker, the dog with the drawing pad, the chap with the chalk. I'm drawing all the time, and as soon as I finish one drawing, I gotta draw another. Why am I drawing all the time? I don't know, but it's all I want to do. My drawing might start out as a butterfly and end up as a battleship. It could turn out funny or strange or cool, or maybe just a mess. I don't mind. I take a fresh piece of paper. I feel a little shiver. Something new is about to happen, and I'm off again. You better pick up all those papers. I live in a small apartment with my father, my mother, and my big sister, Daisy. We seem to fill up every inch of space in the house, so I'm always searching for a good place to draw. Anybody see my newspaper? Just lift your feet. I draw at the kitchen table, in the living room, in bed. Sometimes it seems there is no place at all. Don't come in, the floor is wet. Go outside, get some fresh air. Is there fresh air in Brooklyn? I see Stanley and Melvin and Ira, so I go outside. There are always kids in the street. We draw a skelly court on the sidewalk. In the center, I draw a skull in white chalk. Hey Picasso, nice skull. I love to play skelly, 'cause you get to draw. When you're a kid, there's no escape. Summer ends and you gotta go to school. It's the law. On the first day, we meet our new teacher, Miss Rich. She is strict. Class, we will practice how to sit at our desk quietly, hands folded and no talking. She is busy doing all the stuff at her desk. I'd like to take out my pencil and draw, but I better ask nicely. I raise my hand and call out, in a friendly way. Hey, teacher. Hey is for horses, not for teachers. You must say, excuse me, Miss Rich. We are in school, not in a stable. And she gives me a look you might give to a chewing gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe. She makes us read and write and do arithmetic a lot. We memorize the capitals of the states a lot. We have recess in assembly, and we line up in size places a lot, with no talking. But there is not a lot of drawing, and I gotta draw. So, as usual, my pencil finds all kinds of places that could use a little creative attention. Miss Rich is beginning to notice that I like to draw, but not in a good way. She is annoyed. She is exasperated. My report card never makes it to the beginning of the alphabet. No A's, some C's, and 2 red F's for neatness and cooperation. On Parents' Night, my mother and father go to school to talk to Miss Rich. When they come home, my mother is wailing. My father is growling. I'm not sure, but I think that's what they said. It's a big disgrace. No TV for a month. It's a disaster. No movies. I'm working on my report on climate. I need to get an A on this or I may never see a TV show again. Making notes is so boring, so I draw penguins and palm trees like in climate books. When I hand it in, Miss Rich sighs and rolls her eyes to the ceiling. I don't know what is she looking for up there, but I bet it's not an A+ for me. Uh-oh, what does that mean? The next day, Miss Rich calls me to the back of the classroom. She tapes some paper on the blackboard. She says I can stand there and draw while the class is working on our spelling list. Wow. I draw a picture of Stanley playing stoop ball. I'm feeling pretty good. But while you are drawing, you will spell the words out loud. Okay, I guess. The first word is aardvark. Charlie, please spell it. I draw an aardvark. Playing stoop ball with Stanley, and I hear myself say aloud, aardvark. Aardvark. Correct, children. Check your spelling papers. It's right? The second word is pickle. Charlie, please spell it. I think of old Yona in his little store with the pickles and the sauerkraut and the big barrels, and I draw a kid fishing out a sour pickle, the kinds that make your mouth water. Pickle. Correct, children. Check your papers. I'm right again. I draw and spell at the back of the room till we finish the list, and believe it or not, I can spell almost all of the words. A couple days later, Miss Rich brings out a set of posters, paints, and brushes. Wow, I never get to paint at home. My mother says paints are too messy in a small apartment. I pour some of each other, and I try mixing the colors together. Cool. Miss Rich says I can paint while we do social studies if I can name the 5 boroughs of New York City. There are 5? Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, and, Brooklyn. Correct. Class, check your answers. I paint a giant picture of my grandpa in his garden, with his watering can and the sun shining down, and the crazy flowers jammed in between the fences, and the brick walls in the little backyard in Brooklyn. And so I get to paint a lot. Charlie, the big river between New York City and New Jersey, is named for the explorer Henry Hudson. I read that in our history book. I paint old Henry and me sailing up his river. I call it the Mucknick River. The center of the solar system is the sun. I remember the Liberty book about space. I paint me, the ETT, extraterrestrial terrier, visiting all the planets. Oops. The main crop of Iowa is corn. I looked it up in the encyclopedia. I paint a corny picture with the frame exactly in the shape of Iowa. Maybe school isn't so bad when you're painting. My report card is beginning to meet up at the beginning of the alphabet, and now there's no red F's. Miss Rich is looking at all of my artwork. She gets a weird new expression on her face. What is it? Could you call that a smile? Children, perhaps everybody in our class could paint and spell. Everybody in the class takes turns painting and spelling. Rainbow, night, mouse. So many lovely pictures. Let's make this a real art show and invite the whole school. Everybody comes to our show, and my mother and father and sister and the other kids' families and lots of other folks too. A lady with a very interesting hat walks in. It turns out she's a famous artist. Principal Bowser shows her around. She looks at every picture, with her head tilted this way and that. Then she hangs a blue ribbon on mine. This young fellow is very talented. Him? Yeah, we always knew he was good at something. My son's an artist. But he still doodles on his fractions. That's how I won my first blue ribbon, and then got my best report card, and a special place to draw. 'cause, you know, I gotta draw. The end. I love that story. That might be one of my favorite ones we've read so far. Good night.